Let's be perfectly honest. I might as well call myself otaku lifestyle blogger as opposed to otaku gonzo journalist. I mean, it's probably closer to the truth. I think if you're following me on Digibro After Dark, you've probably got some kind of deep interest in just who I am as a person as opposed to just my opinions about anime. I mean, maybe you're just here for the vlog rants about some anime related topic. Maybe you're here to listen to me recommend a whole bunch of bullshit every single day of the week. But, I have to think that the people watching stuff like Insomnia Analysis just kind of want to hear me talk about either what's going on with me, or maybe you just want to hear the cadence of my speaking. Maybe that's all it is. Incidentally, haven't been speaking much today, and now I'm just now hearing what my voice sounds like today. It's quite, um, uh, it matches the state of mind, let's say. I, last night, got drunk for the pub crawl, the show that I do every Monday, and I did so knowing full well that where the night was going to go. I thought, I'm going to make a big rant about all these anime YouTubers to finally get a bunch of things off of my chest that I feel ought to be said, and there's no way I'll do it if I'm not drunk, so let's get there. So I start doing the pub crawl, start drinking for that show, By the time the show's over, I'm good and drunk, and I give a big, hearty rant while I'm reaching peak drunkenness. And then, just because, see, you would think that was what I really need to get drunk for. No, no, no. The real important part was to stay drunk long enough to post the video, because I will always become a coward about videos like this in the time that I'm watching it back, rendering it, and I have to upload it and then set it to public. I've made it to the uploaded a video stage before and dropped a video that I didn't think was going to go over well or something. So I, uploaded this, and the whole time I just keep drinking more and more, getting more and more shit-faced, just so I'll have the courage to hit publish once this thing is done. And I did. Whew, boy, did I do it or not. I sure did. And, I don't regret having done it, because I've completely lost my mind, which is why I made a video like this in the first place, and why I would bother posting it, is because I've totally lost control over what's going on with my life. I'm just so bored with everything happening that I just need to mix things up by starting a forest fire, the best possible way. Like, if I'm gonna be stuck in my room with nothing going on for the next whoever knows how long before maybe I move and hopefully something happens with my life, I might as well cause a total shit fit while I'm in the process. But I have to set some things straight. Not that I necessarily nothing I said in that video was not what I felt. I just feel like, looking back at it, it's very much a unstructured, drunken, angry, bitter rant that doesn't really cut to the heart of some of the matters at hand, which is largely, well, let's put it this way. I want to talk about why these things bother me so much. Why I'm so bothered by something like Gigic's writing style, or the presentation of RC Anime and the Canepa effect. And this was drilled in even further by what I spent all night doing after talking to Canepa for an hour on Twitter, getting messaged by Super Eye Patched Wolf for a little while, who's a really cool guy. It's first time I really got to talk to him, but he seemed really nice. And then just, deciding to not pass out for the next 5 hours. I spent it all watching Razor Fist videos, a very, probably controversial figure. I mean, I'd assume by watching his videos, but very interesting guy in that he is unbelievably eloquent, has probably one of the most eloquent writing styles on YouTube, and I was just like, this is what I want to come to the anime community, I am a writer. I am not really much of a video producer. Like, I talk on video, and I really see talking as basically just writing really fast. It's pretty much just a stream of consciousness of writing. Writing is just doing this, but taking more time with your word choice, you know, trying to sound more concise and intelligent, which is why, to me, it feels weird to read writing that is not concise or that does not, like, to me, the point of it, the practice is sort of about constructing great constructing sentences that are dense with meaning and communicate a lot of point. To me, there's a big difference between like a piece of writing that has poignance to it and then just sort of like empty entertainment, you know? And I think a lot of YouTubers are just trying to be entertaining for that 15-minute span of time that someone has clicked on your video, you know? And then it's just kind of over, and I don't know what we've gained from it, you know? Like, my favorite YouTube videos are ones that I can come back to 10 years later, and they will still be deeply interesting. I, of course, have no examples from 10 years, but for 5-year examples, like anything Mr. B-Tongue's made, I could watch it countless times, and it's always going to be... He presented ideas that have just shaped the way I think at this point, you know? Ego Raptor's sequelitis videos were so fucking vital to so many people. Think of how much of the conversation surrounding video games just goes back to those sequelitis episodes, you know? Think about how fucking important those were and how much they changed the conversation. And that's what I want my videos to be. I want them to be videos that linger in your mind and affect the way you think about anime and about art and about what you consume. Because it could be anything. It's not really about anime. It's just that anime is the medium I am involved with and interested in because it just resonates with me aesthetically. I mean, it's the same. It's really the same as all other art forms. They're all the same. They all do the same thing to you. It's just a matter of who are you? What kind of art are you looking for? You know, the effect that anime has on you is the same that a film has on you. It's just that it's a different approach to getting that effect, and exploring how this medium in particular gets that effect is what is so interesting to me about it. So yeah, I'm sure that those guys are not trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. And, you know, I enjoy a good entertaining video. I enjoy great visuals and stuff like that. But I just don't think those guys are doing great work in those fields, you know? I understand that they're trying to go for entertainment value and not necessarily for making a deep point or something. I don't get it, and I don't see it as like... I don't see them doing something that's like super... you know, something amazing in that regard. Like, it's not like these videos are something I would go back to and watch again ever, you know, from any of these guys. So that's kind of why I'm so aggressive about this. And I mean, obviously a lot of it was shit-talking because in particular a couple of those guys were shit-talking me. And I felt the need to be aggressive in return, because I just don't care anymore. And I've totally lost it. But in the case of someone like Gigic, I've had people telling me like, well, it's just, with all those guys, people were messaging me like, well, they just want to do something different from what you want to do. And I'm like, sure, but I can criticize that, you know? And it was funny, there's some people who were saying like, how are you going to talk shit about somebody for not, you know, meeting your standard? And I'm like, that's literally what I do in all of my videos. That's what they're doing in their videos. If you've ever talked shit about an anime series before, the same thing applies to a YouTuber, you know? Just because I happen to be a YouTuber and they're a YouTuber, like, you know, why shouldn't I, like, if I'm gonna rag on Sword Art Online all fucking day for not meeting my personal standard of quality in an animation, why would I not do the same thing to Gigic's videos, you know? Just because we happen to be working in the same medium, even though the intentions of our work are so different, clearly, I mean, I'm gonna criticize his stuff like I would anything else. And especially, I'm going to try to criticize it in such a way that, just like I do with anime, I want there to be more stuff like what I want, which, you know, I've said many times in the past that one of the motivating factors behind my work in anime is to change people's taste to be more like mine so that more stuff like what I want gets made. The more people enjoy the same kind of shows I enjoy, or find the same reasons to enjoy a show, that moves the market. You know, those people are going to start watching those shows, and therefore, you know, more of those shows might get made. That's ultimately like, I mean, it's not like I approach it with that as the goal. It's not like I write a video around, hey, I'm going to make the market change, you know. I just write it because it's something I'm passionate about. But that's kind of the effect I'm hoping for. And when it comes to these YouTube videos, I want more videos like what I do. I want more people who care about writing and script crafting and changing the tenor of the conversation around anime, or just, you know, moving it in an interesting direction. And, you know, the guys I cited, some of them are doing that. You know, some of the people I talked about, I think, are actually making strides in that direction. But, you know, these other guys I'm looking at and I'm going, what the hell are you guys doing? You know, this is the opposite of what I want the anime community to be moving towards. And the reason it's important for me to criticize that is the same reason it is with anime. If I can get people to stop watching those videos and to go watch these other ones, I've changed everyone's taste and I've moved what your goal is as a content creator. You know, if, let's say, I never existed, and it was always video makers like Gigic and Arcata, the guys who were famous before I showed up on the scene. If it was all guys like that, then, you know, why would anyone think to make videos like what I do? Everyone at the time, I mean, if you look at what anime YouTube was before I showed up, it was a lot of people trying to be Gigic and Arcata, you know, or trying to be Misty Cronexia or the Anime Man or whoever. Like, it's people trying to do that style. And then I showed up, and now there's a bunch of people trying to do my style. Now you've got the pedantic romantic, you know. I don't know, Mother's Basement was more influenced by, you know, some stuff outside of the anime community, but, you know, he also is influenced by me and started doing more analytical work in anime. You've got, you know, all these people who, Subsonic Sparkle, like, people who are very clearly taking pages out of my book and doing more of that. And if I can make a video saying, hey, you know, here's why I think Gigic and Canepa and all their videos, here's the weaknesses I see in those. I'm presenting this to you, audience. Now you also think about that and think about, do I want that, or do I want what these guys are offering that I then brought up in the second half of the video? And if you make the decision, I want what those guys are offering, more and more people watch those channels grow bigger, more people are influenced by those channels, and it perpetuates a machine by which I get what I want, which is always the megalomaniacal center of my videos, is give me what I want. And what I want is more writing, because the people I look up to, the people who really, you know, have shaped my tastes, are guys like Mr. B-Tongue, guys like Film Crit Hulk, guys like Razor Fist, who are about writing great scripts, who are about words that will seep into your mind forever, phrases that will stick with you, you know, or just even words. These people who crafted terminologies, these people who crafted the way you think about media. I will never play a video game without thinking about things that were brought up in sequelitis ever for the rest of my life. It has affected the entire way I think about games from the first time I played it, you know. For the first time I watched it, rather. Like, I'm going to think about conveyance. I'm going to think about level design, whether a game can be designed to be gone forward and backwards through, like what Egoraptor complains about Castlevania. You know, like, those thoughts are always with me. And I don't feel that way about a video that's just a bunch of flashy images and some, you know, some narration that repeats itself 6 times before it's over. I mean, some of those guys have done some stuff that might alter the way you think about certain things, sure. I know some people really like RC Anime's videos about certain stuff. Personally, I just don't see enough. It never goes far enough for me, you know? It never goes far enough to... Which, it's funny, I complained a lot about people having overly long videos, and then of course I get a bunch of response. But your videos are longer than anybody's. Yes, they are longer because they have more content. Because they don't make one point, they make a bunch of points. That's how I structure my scripts. It's not about, here's my thesis, and now here's how I reached the thesis, you know. It's about, here's a bunch of different information about this topic. Here's a bunch of little tidbits that will help you to generate this worldview or understand this greater concept, whereas sometimes you watch a video and it's like, here's what a deconstruction is, and then like just explaining the same thing 6 times, and then I leave it going, yeah, I got it in the first minute. I don't know why you had to explain all that, but that's just what I'm looking for. I just want more focus on writing, more focus on trying to improve the quality of your writing. And I think I have a lot of improving to do. I don't think I'm an incredible writer. All those guys I named, I would put above myself. I think Mr. Beatung has better structure of his videos and is funnier. Fucking Film Crit Hulk, just somehow everything he writes, he gets me on this emotional level where he really makes me feel, even for like a movie I've never seen before, he describes what's great about that movie on such a deep human level that it makes me feel like I get it without even having seen the movie. I feel this deep connection with a film I've never seen before, and I hope I can capture some of that in stuff like the Girlish Number video, which is very, very Film Crit Hulk inspired. My writing style is not like his because I'm a lot more sarcastic and cynical in my writing, I think, even when I don't try to be, than he is, because his is very hopeful, I guess. But that's the kind of writing I'm trying to do there, is to like make you appreciate this show that you probably don't even care about, that you maybe haven't seen or would not possibly feel the way I do about it because I have such a weird specific circumstance surrounding why I watched or how I feel about the show, but you get it now that you've heard me talk about it, That's, to me, great writing. That's why I'm so proud of that video, and I'm so fucking mad that it's gone off of YouTube right now. And I'm honestly, all of this is very relative to the fact that I am currently just in a downward spiral of depression and barreling towards alcoholism at the moment. I am just really... I'm sick of the idea of me as just this YouTuber who that's all I do with my life, is sit in my room and make videos all day and nothing changes. I feel the exact same right now as I did last March. I am living the same lifestyle, the same things are happening, and that's scary to me, which is why I'm in this situation of making these insane videos. And the only thing that can help get me out of it is when I write a great video like Girlish Number and get really excited about the idea that, okay, at the heart of all this is just my love for writing, and then the video is blocked on YouTube, and and I'm just like, well, where do I go from here? What's the next show? I was legitimately passionate about that one. Am I going to just force myself to write about some other show and try to recapture some of that passion? I don't know. It's difficult to have the only really meaningful thing in my life be writing, and then to not be able to do it all the time because I don't always have a subject matter. I don't always have something in my purview to talk about, and then the passions that I do run into are these wild, untamed rants about other people that I cannot write a video about, but I can get drunk and rant in front of a camera about. And now I've got to deal with the repercussions of that for the next few days. So if anyone was curious, what is the experience that you have immediately after making a drunken, insane rant? The experience is you wake up really hungover at 7 p.m. and you have hundreds of Twitter notifications, and you spend hours out of your day dealing with the ramifications, none of which are important. I won't even really call them. What I mean by ramifications is the huge waste of your time that you have now invoked because everyone on the planet has an opinion about your piece and wants you to know it, even though it doesn't actually start any fights at all. I think Gigic's going to do a response video. I haven't heard anything from RC Anime yet, probably because who would respond after just getting senselessly reamed for fucking 30 minutes by someone you don't even know? I've heard back from a lot of the other people. Everyone who I name-checked as a good YouTuber gained 1,000 subscribers. So for all of them, it was a great time. My fans are high-fiving me down the aisles. They all love it because, of course, they do, because they're fans of me already and they know what to expect. Anybody who already knows me well, for them, that video was business as usual. For anyone who doesn't know me at all, that video was business as usual because it just kept fulfilling their perception of me as a psychotic egomaniac, which is accurate. I don't know what the hell is going on with me right now, but I hope to figure it out before too very long. And maybe, just maybe, this will all actually just work out to everyone's benefit. That's how it seems so far. 10 people gained 1,000 subscribers. I made a lot of money, gained a bunch of patrons off of that video because people just love to hear a guy speak his mind. Maybe some of those guys will take into account the things I've said and make their videos even better. Maybe Gigic's response video will actually be entertaining. That's the most far-flung of these possibilities, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll all be great, and I'll feel incensed to do the same thing every year. We'll make a whole podcast out of it. It'll be a show where I rag on other YouTubers all day, and that'll be my life from now on. We'll rebrand the channels. Anyway, that's it. I hope I get to write something great soon, because I would like to put all that money where my mouth is, and get some scripts out, because I'll admit, I'm ashamed of myself for talking this much shit when I've only written one video this month, and I can't even post it on fucking YouTube. It's on goddamn VidMe, and it's got a fourth the views that the stupid drunken rant I went on last night has. That might be why I've got a little bit of ire building up right now. But anyways, in the near future, I'd like to get you guys some nice written content. I've got another video that's being edited by Devu, and maybe I'll get to one as good as Girlish Number soon. I'd certainly like to continue advancing. And that's all.